evening, everybody. Welcome to my first Sunday night stamping session. I wanted to add in another little night because I do really enjoy spending some time crafting with you all and sharing some new projects and cards and techniques, and yeah, it's just nice. So here we go. Tonight I'm going to be using making one card for you, and I'm going to be using Grace's Garden. Hello everybody, just saying hello to people that are joining. I'm good, thank you, I'm very well. Had a lovely day with family, social distancing, so yeah, my heart feels very full today. So Grace's Garden, this is a carryover from the January to June mini catalogue, and it's lovely. Tonight, I must admit, I've had it for a month or so and I've never used it, so tonight is the first time it's been out of the box. I have made a couple of little samples just to kind of practice and see what this is about. So the first one here, I'll tell you a bit about the stamp set actually. So the stamp set, you've got these lovely hand-drawn images, and then you get these lovely dies. They're called the Garden Gateway dies, and you can create 3D and lovely images and cut out pieces. So for the first card that I've made, I've used a lovely brick wall embossing folder. And then I've just used some stamped and die cut pieces to mount it onto this. So this sentiment, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. How lovely is that? Love that. And then I have made this one. So here I've stamped the main gate, so here, and then I've used this little extra one to carry on my stamping off the edge of the card. Evening Hilary, evening Leslie, hi Sue. Wow, lots of you on tonight. Sunday must be a good night. So I really do like this stamp set. I think the options are endless. You don't necessarily have to use the gates or the cutout dies. They make lovely images. So I hope to have some fun with this tonight. And also we've got some lovely colouring for you. So tonight, let's clear the decks. Oh, here it is in the catalogue. So Grace's Garden, the stamp set is 17. And then the dies on page 181 are 33. So lovely little set. I don't think it comes as a bundle. No, it doesn't. So it has to be bought separately. But the stamp set is fab on its own. You don't need the dies if you're happy to do some fussy cutting. So let's put our catalogue to one side, and I will show you what I have prepared in advance of this session. So I've got a lovely clean piece of grid paper, and I've cut out some pieces already. So I've got a lovely brick wall embossed piece of Whisper White. I have this lovely piece right here, which is actually a piece. Hang on, let me get my dies. Here goes. Right, so this piece here, I've basically cut out. Let me cut it out now for you. I've cut out of another base layer for you, so I'm just going to cut this out of here. So I've embossed this like so, and now I'm going to cut that out. So I'm just going to line that up roughly where I want it to be. So it's a little bit raised from the bottom, roughly in the centre, I would say. So I'm just going to wheel that through my big shot. Okay. And then this will cut a lovely aperture in the card. My big shot's just on a trolley behind me. Right, so we have now, get that bit out of the way. So we have this lovely aperture like so, okay? So then this is roughly the same size as that bottom piece. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get a pencil, and I'm just going to carefully draw along that line. Okay, so you won't see that because I'm going to stamp it. And then this is our lovely gate die. So it's not, it doesn't cut your gate out. You actually have to just snip that. So I'm going to cut in the centre of here. And all we do is we bend. Okay, like so. So then that becomes our little gate. but we're not going to stick that on just yet. So now we know where this is going to be. I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to do my stamping on this piece right here. So to start with, I'm going to use this one like so, and I'm going to stamp in Smoky Slate. Okay. And I want this to look like the flowers are behind the gate. So this is where the bottom of my gate is going to be. Like so. And then this one in there. Okay. So then what happens when we put our gate on, it looks like those flowers are behind. So we need to colour those in. And I've got a couple of blends. I've chosen Purple Posy, which is one of the 2019 to 21 in colours, and I've got some Old Olive. So to start with, we'll use a bit of Old Olive, and I'm using the fine tip edge, and I'm adding colour to the leaves. Just being quite, not being very careful. I want to create a watercolour sort of look. Okay, and you won't see much of this either. Okay, and then the heads. So I'm starting with some Purple Posy. And this is one of those stamp sets that as you start colouring, you actually spot where there's more leaves and you need to just go back over. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of light colour. One there. And then I'm going to add in a bit of dark. So that's Dark Highland Heather, Dark Purple Posy. So this is the one that I want. Okay, so it doesn't look too much darker, but it's good just to have another shade. And then I'm just colouring a little bit in the centre, even into those people that are just joining. I can see some people's names are flashing up. I hope you're all okay. Had a nice Sunday. Okay. So we're playing with some Grace's Garden this evening, which is a stamp set from the January to June mini catalogue that is carried over. And for me, it's the first time out of its box. Apart from some cards I made earlier, just to practice with this set. But it is really very nice. Okay. So now I've just got a bit of Dark Highland Heather, just to add some definition to those flowers to the centres. Okay. Like so. So that is our background piece, and this piece is going to go over the top like so, but I'm going to stick that on with some pads. Okay. There's lots and lots of inspiration with this set on Pinterest and social media channels, so have a little look if you get chance. And if some of you already got this set, I'm sure you've got some lovely cards to show us as well. So now I'm just attaching this piece to the front. Okay, so you can see those little pieces there. And then now we can attach our gate. So all I'm going to do is, using a little bit of wet glue, which is behind me. Oops. I still have a bathroom in this craft room. A bath next to me. So I am having to step over things quite a bit. I didn't think it was right to make him do some work on Father's Day. So now this, we're just going to stick this back on. Okay, and I'm just lining up the bottom of this die with the bottom of where we cut our gate from. Okay, so that's like that. Now I'm going to stamp a sentiment in there. I could have done that first, but I'm doing it after. So I'm going to stamp this in at basic grey. Okay, so just hold the gates apart and then we'll pop that in there like so. Okay. And then we can start adding a bit of definition. I'm just going to get my card base. So I forgot to say this piece here measures 10 centimetres by 14.4. So for my card base I'm going to score at 10.5 centimetres along my short edge, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to cut at 14.9 centimetres, and that will give me 2 card bases. Okay, and then we just fold this in half and make sure that edge, that score line is nice and crisp. Okay, so this can then go on the front, and I'm just leaving a border all the way around the edge. So just like so, and I've got a bit of ink here, but don't worry, we're going to cover that up in it. And I've got a bit of ink there, that's annoying, isn't it? Don't worry, we will cover that. Okay, so now I can do a little bit more stamping. So I'm going to use this scrap here, and I'm going to stamp in Smoky Slate. So I want another one, I want one of these. So this is a smaller image in the set. Can you see that, like so? And then we can colour that in. So I'm using the same colours. I've got Purple Posy, Highland Heather, and a light Old Olive blend. I'm just going to pick up some of this, some of these leaves. And then there is a die to cut this out, so don't worry, there'll be no fussy cutting this evening. I'm going to use the dies. And then we'll have some light Purple Posy little flowers, like so. And this Purple Posy is a really lovely colour. So we don't have an ink pad in this shade, but we have blends and we have cardstock and we have ribbon. This one is, we want this one, dark Purple Posy. So I'm just going to do a little bit in the centres, like so. And then for the tips of our flowers, I'm just going to do in dark Highland Heather. And I'm not being too careful at all. I'm colouring over some of the stamped pieces. Okay. And then if you want to, you can just go over that with a bit of Purple Posy to just add a bit more shading. Okay. So there we have our little flowers, and there is a die for this, which is right here. So let me just cut that out. So that's just on my trolley. just running that through the big shot. Like I said there, I could fussy cut this out, but giving my little hands a rest this evening. The trick with these dies as well, I find, because they are edgelit dies, framelit dies, they leave a lovely little white border, so I always attach my die with just a little strip of washi tape so that it stays in place. So just line that up where you want it to go. Just stick it down slightly. Washi tape's great because it will peel off without affecting your image, which is quite handy. So we have those two, which look really fab when they've been cut out. And then the other pieces that I want this here. So this little die here is like a detail die. So I'm going to cut that out of some purple posy cardstock to match our base, which looks like this. I'm just using a scrap. So I want two of those. And these are really nice little accent dies. Need to get some new plates for my big shot, so I'm not really playing ball tonight. I know I've got a new set in this craft room, but I don't really fancy trying to find it around all the building materials. So we're just going to pull that up. So now we can bring our card back in. I'm going to add some of these just to the edge of my card. And then here, this is a great way to clear up my little ink stain. Okay, so we'll stick these on first. And I'm just using a teeny little bit of wet glue. Okay, being really gentle with that. Okay, just like so. These dies are so delicate. I think these would look nice on their own, on a, not necessarily on one of these cards. So like that. And then this we can attach to our front. Okay, so you've got really nice layering to this card. Okay, and then just as you just bend that round so that, okay, so there we have the front of our card. I would really like to add the little pussycat because he is so cute. I think he's adorable. So let's just add that. So we're going to stamp in Basic Grey, which is a lovely dark grey. And I want to colour in dark grey as well. So I've got dark smoky slate and light smoky slate. Just going over some of his definition with the dark, and then I'm just going to colour in the rest. Tracy, you love the little, he's so cute, isn't he? I quite like the little kitty too. There we have him, and there is of course a little die for Kitty, which is just here, so I'll just run that through and then we can move to the inside of our card. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of washi tape on the kitty so that our die doesn't move. run him along. So here he is. So the sentiment, Janine, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. Okay, so we can pop him. I'm going to pop him down there to cover up my little, oh no, not actually, I'm going to put a little gem on that. I'm going to pop him just there. So in front of the flowers. Because I've raised that middle piece, I don't really want to add any more dimensionals. So let's just pop him there, and then I'm going to get a gem to go over that. If in doubt, add a gem. Ouch, that was the bath. In here, what do I have? Let's use some of these. These are lovely. So I'm going with the rhinestones. And let's just add a few of these at random. Like so. So I'd say that's it for the front of that card, and then inside I've got another piece that measures 10 by 14.4. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp one of the, we'll do this one because this one actually matches the inside of the card, and so we're going to stamp in Smoky Slate. I'm just going to add this down here. So I'm using a stamping mat so that I get good definition in my stamping, and because they're photopolymer stamping, when you're on a real hard surface sometimes it doesn't come out all the best. So this is a great little tool to use. It's just a piece of foam. They are currently out of stock, but they are very, very handy to have. Just reading some of the comments. Kay, you put beautiful card. Janine, you do like the sentiment. It's sweet, isn't it? I do think it's one of those nice ones. So let's just add some little bit of green leaf. So there is our green, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of doodling just around this white space. So I'm using a Stampin' Right marker, and this has two ends. It has a pen end, a fine end, and it has a felt tip end. So I'm using the pen end. I'm just going to go around the edge, so I'm just doodling a bit of a line. Like so. Okay, and then this can go in our card. Just like so. And then I'm going to add one last little sentiment, and it just says hello. So we have another little sentiment, and he's just going to go in there. Okay, so there we have our finished card for this evening. So not a long crafting session tonight, just a quick one, but it's good to spend a little bit of time with you. So I have used the Grace's Garden stamps and dies for this card, and this is a carryover from the January to June mini catalogue. Really quite popular. There's lots of cards and inspiration on Pinterest and other social media sites, and it's really cute. They're all hand drawn images, which are great for colouring in. They have dies that come with it, or you can purchase them separately, sorry. So you get this lovely gate die, which is what I've used here. Okay, and then this one is the Aperture that I have cut out from that background. Okay, sentiments are really lovely. This says, of all the blossoms in life's garden, friendship is the most fragrant. So what I've done is I've stamped some of the flowers. I've used basic grey for my stamping, and I've coloured in with a combination of purple. So Esther, you say you love the colour, thank you. These are really lovely colours. I've really warmed to purple recently. No idea why. Was never really a fan before, but I'm really quite attached to purple right now. So I've added the little kitty down here, and I had a few ink splashes, so I've just attached a few little gems to cover that up. And then inside I've done a little bit of stamping again. That stamp there matches this one that I've put on the inside, like so, and then I've just gone round the edge with a bit of a pen line there. So I did have a little play with this before I came on this evening, this set. It's not been out of the box before then. So these are the other cards that I've made. If you're watching at the beginning, you would have seen this, so thank you so much for sticking with me. If you weren't watching, here's what I put together earlier on. So this is the gate image, and these are the extra bits of fence, so I've stamped those along. I've done a little bit of stamping there. I've used basic black for my stamping, so you can see the difference in how the flowers look. I actually think the black has got better definition, but I wanted to go for more of a softer tone for the card tonight. And of course I've added Little Kitty, love Little Kitty. And then I also did this one. So this is the gate again, the stamp, stamped in soft suede, and I've coloured in with soft suede blends, and then I've die cut him out. And then for this is another one of the dies. It's more like a vine type die, and then I've added a bit more of that there, like so, the flowers. So those are my 3 cards using Grace's Garden as a bit of inspiration for you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed watching me. Thank you so much to everyone who has hopped on. I'm going to go off now and get all these uploaded onto my blog, so keep an eye out for all the products. At the moment, if you wanted to place an order until the end of June, please enter the hostess code that is on the top of my Facebook page. You will get a free gift from me in July. They are a set of enamel dots from the new in colours. And if you have any questions, please get in touch. If not, I will see you very soon. I'll be back here tomorrow at 12:30 British Summer Time for my weekly coffee and card. So hop on, come and say hi, and I'll be making another card, which I'm off to make in a moment. So have a lovely evening, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. Really appreciate it. See you soon. Bye.